Alright guys, in this video I'm going to be doing an install for aftermarket head unit on my Audi A3 8P. Alright, so this is the one I got. It does the job. It's just got an iPod USB interface, and it also allows you to plug your auxiliary lead in. So now let me show you what's in the box.
Look quite cool.
Alright guys, yeah, so in the box it comes with a remote, and it comes with the removal keys that you obviously need when you're going to remove the radio. It comes with the ISO harness. You're going to have to buy a separate harness to connect to it, because obviously it's an Audi and they're a bit funny. Yeah, and I'll put a link in the description where to get that. The radio's here. It's very slim. It's got a green backlight, so it doesn't match anything in Audis, which are normally red or white. But like I said, it's just a temporary measure just for me to listen to music through my phone without touching the actual phone. Yeah, here we go. It's got the USB and the auxiliary, and at the back here it's got the aerial, the place for the aerial. You're going to need that adapter here, and there's another adapter that you could use if you want a stronger radio reception. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah, I'll show you what else you need. Yeah, let's move on. Alright, so make sure you buy this part, PC9401. You need this part or you won't be able to plug your radio into your car, because your car's got 3 plugs and the radio has 2. The radio harness has 2. Also, I'm not going to make a video on how to remove the radio. You can check my previous video on how to do that. So yeah, make sure you buy this. Without it, it's not going to work. Get it.
So all we got to do now is attach the new harness to these cables. The yellow one can say goodbye. Oh, bless me. And this part, you just get the adapter. So this part here, the adapter, is just going to go in there, and then that's it, plug and play. So yeah, I'll plug them all in, and then I'll show you how it looks. Because I'm a nice guy, I'm in fact going to show you how it's done, and because I'm lucky, I've got an armrest as well. That helps. So for this installation, you're going to have the best possible view. So this thing can only go in one way. Yep. So you look at it, make sure you look at it, make sure you look at it, and then you just plug it in. So that goes into there. Make sure if it doesn't go in, turn it around and give it another try, but it should just go in just one way. You can see there's a groove here and there's a groove at the bottom. Just match up them grooves. As soon as that's matched up, push it in properly, nice and firm, nice and slowly. Don't panic, don't be nervous because you're on camera and because you finally have like 2 hands to do this. But yeah, if it doesn't go in one way, turn it around, push it in the other way, click. See that? It goes straight in. Over here you've got one wire. I think this has got to go into it. Yeah, so you got your little rubber insulation there to make sure that goes in all the way as much as you can. Make sure that's in nice and sturdy, nice and firm. Yep, just leave that to hang. These parts are gonna, in fact, we've got to plug this little part here, so this part's going to go in here. So they can only go in one way, so if it doesn't fit in, don't worry about it, because just turn it and put it in the other hole. Try not to bend the pins though. So yep, that's another one, and click. That's another one. So now with these wires, what you can do, just push them down there, all the way down there, out the way. Again, the reason why I'm just putting this in, just because I'm going to eventually do a double DIN install, but for now I just need something just so I can just listen to music off my iPod without having to keep touching the iPod. And yeah, it just makes things much more hands-free, which is better for those people on the roads. So yeah, that can go away. Now all you want to do is with your harness here, you can plug this amp. I think that can just go straight in. Actually, I don't need this adapter, do I? That will just go straight in here from the new radio loom. So just push that in all the way. Just push it in like that. Next, all you want to do, you want to get these ones here, push it in, have a look. So that one's obviously a middle part, so that one goes on the top here. Clip, and the bottom part goes in as well. Push it in, clip. Okay, and there we go. That's nice and tight. That's nice in there, nice and snug.
Alright, so I've got this little clip on freeze for a reason. Those two wires there, the yellow and the red ones, don't touch the red one. On the actual radio, the red one is your ignition live, so that's the one that should have a switched 12 volt source, and the yellow needs a constant. So the yellow wire is, in fact, can just go straight onto the red once you get the harness. But the yellow one, it can't go yellow to yellow, because on the Audis they don't have an ignition live, so you need to wire that. So you need to get that from the side of the fuse box on the car and get a wire free. If you've already got an ignition live, you're lucky, you can just tap into that and it should work, but if not, then you have to do this.
Okay, so in order to get your ignition live, what I'm going to do, I've got my piece of wire here and I'm just going to push it through this little gap here. If you can see, there's a gap here. I'm just going to try and push the wire, bend it so it curls towards me, towards the radio side. So I'm just going to stick it in and try and push it up. And while I'm pushing it up, I'm going to use my other hand, my other fingers rather, to be in here and try and pull it through. So that's the way I'm going to get my ignition live. So after a while, as promised, I told you, if you manage to find it to pull it through, you can see here that I've now got that new wire here. So it's black, so it's not really helpful, but let me pull it a bit more. There we go. That's my new ignition live, and that's running straight through just down the side here. Yep, so I've just run it straight down the side. So now I can just run that all along the back of the car, and then on this end I'll chop it and I'll put that little I'll put this little, what is it called? I'll put this little fuse, wrap it around there and then plug it back in. Yep, so now I've managed to run the wire. All I'm going to do, I'm going to run it all along the back, just so it's not in the way and it doesn't drop down and get into contact with the pedals. That's the main thing, just to run it out of the way, make sure it's all tucked underneath and nice and safe. So once that's all wired away, now you can't see a single bit of wire just apart from this one here. I'm just going to chop it here and then stick my blade fuse on it.
Okay, so to find the ignition live, I had my multimeter out and I just checked which fuse got a power once I turned the ignition on, and it was fuse 8 on mine, one of those MIDI blade fuse, and as you can see there, that's the one I plugged it into. So yeah.
Okay, again, there are ready-made versions of these type of fuses. I'll put a link in the description on where you can get these fuses from. The main thing is make sure you plug it into somewhere that's not going to mainly destroy your car. So anything like an electrical socket at the back for the trailer, that's fine. That's not just going to pop on you and affect your ABS or anything like that. And another little tip here, make sure you've got a lot of wire loose. Obviously, if that's too tight, it might just tug out and pull out and pull something else with it. So yeah, make sure that's nice and loose. Once that's done, all you need to do now is go around and wire it in to the actual radio. Alright, we're back here. On this specific radio, the red and yellow had to be swapped around because the yellow on here, on the radio, is the constant, and the red on the radio is the ignition. So the only way to do it, again, like I said, is we're gonna have to tap into the yellow wire here, not on the new harness, because if I go to sell this, I'm going to sell the harness with it, but on the harness that I got from Halfords, because that's going to stay with the car. So I can tap into this yellow wire here. I'll probably just splice into it and yeah, get that wired up nice and tight. Solder it if you want, or just use electrical tape to cover it. It's entirely up to you. Like I said, the red wire coming from the car directly to the car here is on this car the constant, and that needs to be the yellow wire, and the red wire coming in here needs to be the ignition. That's why I've gone red to yellow, yellow to red. So the red's gone into the yellow, through here and into here. So that's going to be my new ignition live. So now it's up to you soldering, or it's up to you just to curl it like that, wrap it round nice and tight. It's up to you. There's loads of videos on YouTube about people that don't like to solder, people that do like to solder. Me personally, I just like to do this, wrap it round and then put some electrical tape over it just to make sure it's tight. Once that's all done, give it a little test. So now for the moment of truth, let's get the keys in here. Key, engine goes on. Okay, we're over here now. Is it coming on? Oh, there we go. Alright, so lucky for me, I managed to get this part. You can get it off the internet, or you can get it from Dynamic Sounds, I think, but I got it from a local shop near my mum's house, and that's the CT24AU03, and this is a fascia which will in fact hide all of this area here. So yeah, I'm going to stick that on and show you how it looks after. Okay, so to put on the face, you've got to take everything off. So you've got to put this through here, put all the wires through, and then attach it. Once you attach it, then you put the cage on. Once you've got that all set up, then you get your cage, and you put your cage in, and then you just push on those tabs there to lock it into place. Okay, so as you can see, I've got my cage in now. All I'm going to do is going to push on these tabs in here, all of them, just tuck them in, just to lock it in place and make sure it doesn't roll forward. Both sides, all around. Okay, so as you can see, that's done now. Obviously I've got my cage in, I've managed to push it in till it's clicked. Obviously once it's in, you're going to struggle to take it out unless you have the removal tools that come with it. So I'll keep them safe. There's two of them that you need to put in at the same time and pull. Once you hear a click, pull towards you. And yeah, finally, just put your little plate back on and your job is done. So yeah, once that's all done, I'm just going to put the little plate back on and then it's all good. Alright, so yeah, that's the final installation. As you can see, all good. Happy with that. So now all I can do when I want to listen to music is flip that up, stick this in and press play. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.